Mortal Kombat 1 is adding exactly what fans want, including free Dragon Crystals on a regular basis, more single-player modes that unlock extra costumes and gear, as well as new moves and finishers for every single character in the game. And best of all, it's coming in a free update. So today, let's talk about it, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. Plus, I confirmed with an agent that YouTube has kinda shadow banned me, and as a result, every single like helps and can pull this channel back to where it was before the shadow banning. Alright everyone, without any further ado, let's begin after a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Dave, because they fight for the underdog. Dave is the online banking app that's leveling the financial playing field. When you download Dave, you could get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less, no credit check and no late fees. It's all part of Dave's Extra Cash account. Advance the money you need with no interest. Extra Cash gives you more money to buy groceries, fill the tank in your car, pay rent, all without having to wait for your next paycheck. You can download Dave today at dave.com/true. That's dave.com/true, and you could get up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. There's no credit check and no late fees. Just go to dave.com/true. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Eligibility criteria and instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve member FDIC. Alright, and back to the video. All the free content coming to Mortal Kombat 1 and giving fans what they've asked for. First up, let's talk about free Dragon Crystals, because one very valid critique I saw in the comments all the time was that Mortal Kombat 11 had methods for getting time crystals, which meant if you saved up, you could always get the paid content for free. You just had to wait a little bit. However, Mortal Kombat 1 did not have this feature unless you grinded the characters, which takes forever to reach level 20 and then level 30. It's way too much grinding, and also the grinding itself is not fun whatsoever. Not to mention, once every character is leveled up, where do you go from there? You can't get any more crystals, every character is fully leveled. So once again, Mortal Kombat 11 was better in this regard because you always had a way to get time crystals every single month. And for Mortal Kombat 1, that was not the case until recently. If you check out this image on screen, there is going to be a way to get Dragon Crystals maybe every single week. That's what this image seems to imply, because once you complete that weekly challenge, you get the free Dragon Crystals. Now, if I was a betting man, I don't think this reward is going to be offered every week, maybe once or twice a month. But what can I say? I'm a doomer sometimes. It could be possible that every single week you get free Dragon Crystals, which would be really cool because it would mean as long as you wait long enough, you can get free content in the game without ever having to spend any real-world money. And once that happens, I think all fighting games should follow suit. In fact, not just fighting games, every video game should have a way to earn in-game content without having to spend money, but it just takes a bit longer. Now, of course, in a perfect world that I created, like Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat 1, there would not be any paid content after the initial purchase, it would all be free. Next up, let's talk about gameplay. NetherRealm has shown us in various trailers and combat casts that several characters are getting brand new moves in Mortal Kombat 1, and this will also be free as part of the upcoming update with Chaos Reign. So, even if you did not purchase the expansion, your characters are still going to get those new moves. Now, I'm not sure if every single character is going to get new moves, but it looks like a very big chunk of the roster is getting an update. So the best case scenario would be that every single character in the game, including cameos, gets a new move of some kind. However, I think it's more likely that every character is going to get an update of some kind. So maybe not a brand new move, but definitely some buffs or nerfs here and there, some balance updates for every character. I think that's very reasonable and definitely could happen. And of course, it's all free, which is just icing on the cake. That's become a bit more normal in modern fighting games, but anyone watching who's old like me might remember games like Street Fighter 4, where in order to get these balance updates, you had to buy an entirely new game. There was Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, and then Arcade Edition, and then Ultra Street Fighter 4, all of which were expansions that you had to pay for in order to get the new moves and characters and stuff. It was a crazy time back then. People complained about having to buy a new game just to get these updates and balances, but people still kind of tolerated it. So I'm glad that in recent modern times, we don't gotta deal with this anymore. I'm just saying, believe it or not, used to you had to pay for new moves and balance updates. But I digress. One more cool addition to the game that's free is a new finishing move for every single character. In fact, every single character in the game is gonna get 2 new brutalities and also an animality. And the cameo characters are also getting these brutalities as well, but I don't think they're getting animalities. It's possible, but NetherRealm has not confirmed or even alluded to the idea that cameos have animalities as well. So if I had to place money on it, I would say that the main characters are all getting a free animality, and the cameo characters are also getting the new brutalities along with the main characters, so that's sick. Think about how many characters that is. Like what? Over 30 plus characters are all getting 2 new finishers? That's like over 60 new finishers. Then you have the animalities on top of that. That's like 70 new finishers. That's crazy. In fact, it's closer to 80. I don't want to do the exact math right now, but that's a lot of new finishing moves coming for free. That's really cool. Okay, topic number 3. Towers of Time has returned. That's right. One of the main reasons people were still playing Mortal Kombat 11 is shifting over to Mortal Kombat 1. Now we get to play Towers of Time as well, which I think is great. Single player content is always important for a fighting game, but especially to Mortal Kombat players. This series has conditioned people to love the offline modes, to love the single player content. Mortal Kombat games, more than any fighting game, have always had a ton of offline content. Maybe not more than every fighting game, but definitely most fighting games. Mortal Kombat has always had tons of single player content. And just like in Mortal Kombat 11, you can play Towers of Time to unlock currency, to unlock costumes and gear, all that incredible stuff, all without having to fight any other players online if you don't want to. I personally love fighting other players online, but that's not everyone's cup of tea, and I want fighting games to grow and expand, so let's get as many people playing as possible, and one of the best ways to do that is to include more single player content. But honestly, I think co-op modes would also be a really great idea in NetherRealm. If anyone's watching at that studio, add some sort of co-op online modes. That's a great way to get people to play. I love versus. I think many fighting game players do too, but also it's fun to play with your buddies sometimes to accomplish a common goal. Next up, let's talk about a big one, because this had everybody excited in my comment section, and I'm not gonna lie, I completely missed this the first time I watched the launch trailer for Chaos Reigns. It looks very possible that maybe, just maybe, NetherRealm is teasing a 1v1 mode. Yeah, that's right, you heard me correctly. If you look closely during the launch trailer, there's a moment where 2 different characters do not have their cameos next to them during the victory animation. It's just the main fighter, which could definitely be alluding to a 1v1 mode, which is definitely exciting, but don't freak out yet. I think it could be they just want to show off the pre-order skins. That could be what's happening here, but you know what? Keep those fingers crossed, just don't hold your breath. A 1v1 mode would be really cool, and fans have been asking for it since the game's release, so I think NetherRealm definitely should add it, and they definitely could be teasing it in this trailer, but the reason I'm skeptical is because nobody at NetherRealm has mentioned this whatsoever. And they definitely know the demand for 1v1 modes is there, so I don't get why they would keep it a secret, which is why I'm on the fence. I'm hopeful, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I definitely do think a 1v1 mode would be a step in the right direction. People definitely want it, and it would be a great way to bring in players that are still stuck in Mortal Kombat 11 because they prefer the traditional 1v1 option, and unlike in Tekken Tag tournament games, Mortal Kombat 1 does not offer the option to play with just one character if that's what you'd prefer. And in hindsight, that would have been a really good idea. For anyone not aware, the Tekken Tag games are 2v2. However, if you prefer playing with one character and don't want to learn the tag mechanics, you can choose just one fighter, but in return, you get more health and you also deal more damage. That way the fight is still balanced. Even though your opponent has 2 characters, they have less health and also do less damage than your one character does. And the same is true for Skullgirls as well, and I think if Mortal Kombat 1 had this option, it would have been a really great idea. But of course, hindsight is 2020. If anyone at NetherRealm wants to steal that idea from me, it's yours for free. I think players would really like it, along with a tag team mode. I think that would be really cool also, but hey, baby steps. By the way, did I mention that NetherRealm just gave us a free Scorpion skin out of nowhere? Mortal Kombat fans just can't stop winning out here. NetherRealm keeps giving us free stuff all the time, and the most recent skin was for Scorpion. I think it looks really cool. Alright, and to end this video, let's talk about the Warrior Shrine, because boy do I have some opinions, and so does everybody else online. After months of speculating and wondering what this new mode was going to be, what is the Warrior Shrine about, it turns out it's just a glorified leaderboard. If you're one of the top players in Kombat League, I think that's the mode, then you get your name next to the statue, and I think the statues are set in stone, no pun intended. What I mean is you can't change the statues. If you're in first place, you're Goro. If you're in second place, you're Liu Kang. You get the idea. And the reason I think that is because Goro's not a main character, so unfortunately these statues are not going to reflect your main. I think it would have been really cool if that was the case. So for example, if you're ranked number 1 and your main character is Johnny Cage, then I think your statue should be Johnny Cage in stone. That would be really cool, but sadly, I don't think that's how NetherRealm's gonna do it, which is definitely a missed opportunity. That should have been what they did, but hey, once again, hindsight is 2020. No matter what the case may be, many players are disappointed, but I think that's kind of our fault because we kept speculating bigger and greater things for the Warrior Shrine, and as a result, we kind of let ourselves down. Having a statue reflect how good you did online is pretty cool, and I think more fighting games should do this with their leaderboard. It would be really sick, and also it's free, so I can't really complain too much. Would I have preferred something else for the Warrior Shrine? Yeah, absolutely, but this is quite literally a Warrior Shrine, so I can't call it misleading or anything like that. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about the Warrior Shrine? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you disappointed, or don't you really care? Make sure to let me know down below because, like I say in all my videos, I truly enjoy reading each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. I am kinda shadow banned right now, so every single like helps the channel out immensely. And if you haven't already subscribed, then finish that combo by doing so right now, and make sure to ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.